Alright, I will see my movie be aquaba. Now I'm informed Mega TV and platform we eso. I will see and 7 debut honor. Now and Richard Ahiagbah D, the Director of Communications at the NPP AGU or Sunu Kukuruko AGU na sabre efrato ewo position no. In fact, na endra semu mukaya ana setiefo enya ntie se eye MPP for edi letter bi babontin na letter no de babontin no ni na ne se eye MPP say omuni media general eni hwiye bio omuni media general eni hwiye bio because they feel like their discussions, their paneling is always biased. Abusia salete we now Richard Ahiagbah and anani shas eye Director of Communications. Na enano pa wakopim e Good Morning Ghana show so one NDC communicator baako Yewura Aziz abusia we na nye Dr. Randy Abe because he name say Dr. Randy Abe anya appointment e Koko board Yewura John de Mahama etimi appointing e Koko board na one awura ye friend ani na we discussions say the nesi shase a na timi say ejane so ba kakra right from Endra Malik Basintali what is Malik Basintali Endra an appointment unya ya okopim ewo YEA, that is Youth Employment Agency ehonum ankofo bo twi bo brel ekuhia no omo kan ho asem any the almighty 24-hour economy abusia na chese nkomo ni nkwa awie no na utim hu se osunu kokuruko amayuku na Richard Ahiagbah oka ho bi no nanim egu ase mpese mekasa bebre conversation na wa papa na utie nsem ekoso are very interesting and so and how Richard Ahiagbah no aka na wa eden wasenya or running in circles na nkasa ono nkasa wa ede wa krep ne ho oya na wa lock ne ho na I say onhu di oka abusia quite very interesting mpese mekasa bebre yenko na yenko esa video no emfa edikan Jefa credit no Emma Good Morning, that is Metro TV. What I say, credit no Emfa Momo. Omo no mobo aya yenso yetimi enya sa enya sa video we bi edbeso mo nyankopon enkoso a ehira hanom your number one authentic platform Mega TV yeguso a with the best of news ever. Message answer be kono odo on sabe bo subscribe button no like you di no share na foforo etimi enye bia hwe yenko kwikwa ne yenko video no e fa odi kan emfamre ko ba e di ofa to so mi nu so ebeto aso
to Namomo's nomination and subsequent approval by the president and to be sworn in, which was impossible because she couldn't make it. And that is Felix, who is the acting spokesperson for the presidency, and explaining it on TV3 why Namomo could not make it. Some of you, I know you've actually called on me to, speak to it because I have actually shared my opinion on the lateness reportage that we all received. But according to Felix, we didn't have the background, the background story. So he's explained it to us. Thank you, Felix Fachofo. So, but let's go on with the issues of the country. And I already have with me in the studio the former Honorable Member of Parliament for Mion constituency, Mohammed Abdul Aziz, who has already joined me in the studio. You're welcome, sir. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Annie.
And how are you?
I'm good.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was quite good. It's good to be here again. I think I was here last week or last week.
Yes, you were.
Yes.
Last week.
Last week.
It's
good to be back.
Yes, it's good to have you back as well. We're expecting Richard Ahiagbah, who is the NPP Director of Communications as well. I'm sure he'll be in the studio pretty shortly. To respond to some of the development that have come up with the party itself, of course, as they have already started doing their, putting the pieces together as they told the country and taking decisions, some major decisions that almost everybody is talking about. Richard will be here to do us a favor. Let us understand what exactly is happening. But Aziz, so far, how far? We're still seeing more appointments coming in, of course. I think the latest one yesterday, I had to sort for clarity from the NHRA boss, Dr. Da Costa Abuaji.
Yeah.
Because I saw a flyer, and I was a bit confused. He has been reassigned, and I was wondering what's this reassignment, up for. So he explained to me that he has actually been made to go back to the Ghana Health Service until further appointments will be made to him. So I probably will be looking into his space and see, are they going to make any, further appointments? So he further explained it to me what it really was last night. And then I also saw the updates that Victor Bampo has been made to go to.
Former Deputy Minister for Health.
Yes, Health Minister has been made to go to the NHIA. All right, and then we are also seeing that Margaret Ansay,
Mago, yeah.
Yes, our owner on this platform, is also the youngest on NEC, NDC.
Okay.
Yes.
Not Alasan. I've forgotten the name. Yeah, but if I get the name out.
Okay.
There's a young man.
No, I think Mago should be.
Okay.
For some time now, I've known
good.
Mago will be the youngest on that committee.
That's good for her, especially that she's a female.
Yes. Yeah, well. So she's also been appointed to go to the Ghana Enterprise Agency,
formerly
as a CEO.
NBSSI.
NBSSI.
Yeah, that was the original name. Yeah.
Yes. So some more coming through, and also we have seen the vetting activities still ongoing. We've seen that some directives are already coming in. The Agric Minister says that you will be shown the exit if you become an obstacle. I didn't see that video, but I've seen the headlines.
Yes.
And then Ama Kofi Boa was also, facing the vetting committee yesterday. We saw Malik Basintale also arriving at the office, his new office as CEO of YE yesterday. We've seen some of the videos and some more coming up. Well, we'll be going through all that maybe as we go throughout the week, and the vetting activity that's also, ongoing. What do you make of all that's happening with the appointments?
And a good morning again, and good morning to our viewers out there. I think that so far, so good. President Mahama is making the right appointments. The cabinet has been fully done with all the 23 ministries have been named. They are going through the vetting process. Like you said, yesterday was the 10 of Honorable Bua.
Lawyer James Ajinim Boati is also going to SIC.
SIC, yes. And so, right after the ministerial appointments, the proper thing to do is to focus more on the CEOs, the Chief Executive Officers of state-owned enterprises, state institutions. And so far, so good, like I said. Malik reported to yesterday in his usual 5K men and 3K women.
To jack up. And activate the body counts.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but what I can see is that President Mahama.
There's a video I saw in his first visit to the office of the former Ye CEO,
yes,
Kofi Agyekuma,
yes,
who was so profoundly introducing him to the staff and asking for everybody's support. And I thought, what's going on here?
That is supposed to be the case. I mean, you've had your 10. I don't know how long that gentleman has been there, but public service, when you are called to duty, you come and perform your role, and when it's time for you to bow out, you do that gracefully. And so it was nice seeing him hand over to Malik and asking the staff to support Malik like they did to him. It is my prayer and wish that in all the state agencies, the staff would give the maximum support to the appointees of President Mahama. At the end of the day, we are serving a nation. We are working for a country called Ghana. The most important thing is to ensure that we all work collectively to achieve the mandate that those institutions do have. And so, like Eric Opoku said yesterday, the campaigning is over, the politicking is over. We should all come together.
So he was appointed in August 2022, Kofi Japan.
Yes, I'm sure that was after the General Secretary of the NPP, who was there, actually left to contest for his current position. Exactly. And so Eric Opoku was very right when he said, look, the politicking is over. It's not, we are done with the NPP and the NDC campaigning. Let's all come together. Let's put our hands on deck and see how we can prosecute the agenda of President Mahama, who is the President of the Republic, in who the executive authority of the country resides in. And so any attempt to sabotage the government of President Mahama would be to sabotage the country Ghana, and that would not be tolerated. I don't expect to see any public servant or a civil servant, for that matter, try to sabotage the government of President Mahama, because we all have a duty to earn our incomes. And so once we are paid by the Ghanaian taxpayer, we have every responsibility, every duty to work assiduously to achieve the dreams and the wishes of the president and the Ghanaian people. And so let's see how things would go. We are very hopeful that in the next few days, more appointments will be made. I don't know, I'm waiting to hear your name go to any of the state institutions. And
you want my services?
I'll tag along.
You want my services?
Oh, why not? I mean, if President Mahama...
As what, a journalist or as a professional?
Well, you never know. But, I mean, if you are appointed, if you also receive a green letter, I expect you to place your call onto my phone and say, Aziz, I've had my green letter. Let's come, you can tag along.
Oh, the way my boss was appointed and,
yes, and, so
and received some backlash, I was wondering, hey, are we safe?
Oh, those things would come.
Hey.
Those things will come. Those things will come. I have seen...
Which things will come? That he's not a member of NDC?
You see, you can understand the anxiety, the overzealous nature of some party boys. You know, if we say we are coming to reset this country, what it means is that we cannot do exactly what the NPP did.
The status quo. The
status quo. You know, we must begin to do things differently. Yes, it is a party that birthed the government.
Yeah.
And so it is only proper and fair that people who indeed worked and worked for the party would be, for want of a better word, rewarded and asked to work for the state. Why are they not Ghanaians? The fact that you are NDC and work for the NDC doesn't mean that you are a half Ghanaian or you are not qualified to. I remember attending a workshop somewhere in Nakosombo when I was in Parliament. Then one of the facilitators who got up to speak was like, the problem of this country is that they appoint the politicians to key positions. They should appoint the technocrats. And I went like, look, why do you speak as if politicians are damned and that we don't know anything? We all attended the same schools and stuff like that. And so the fact that I have taken the path of politics doesn't mean that I can work when I'm appointed. And so, yes, whilst we recognize patriotism, hard work, excellence, experience, we also think that it is a party that births a government. And so we must be able to walk a fine balance between these two. But you see, everybody and the way he or she contributes to party. It's not just attending the rallies and wearing the party colors that does everything. There are some people who work behind the stage. And so we must foot soldiers must begin to appreciate that, even though I also share in their concern that, look, if this man is a known NPP card-bearing member, somebody who doesn't believe in the agenda of President Mahama, it will not be fair to have such a person occupy a key position, because that person will be required to drive the agenda of President Mahama and the NDC manifesto. And so if right from the onset, the person doesn't believe in the NDC's reset agenda, you would wonder how he or she would be able to drive the process. But like I said, we have a country to govern, and everybody must come on board. I'm sure that in the next, between today and Friday, some more appointments would come, especially relative to chief executive officers of state institutions. President Mahama is away for official duty, but I can see he's working even from where he is. And so I expect more announcements to be done today, tomorrow, up to Friday.
What should we expect from the seeming fairly young government today. And I'm sure you agree that this government is very young.
Very young, very young. You have the likes of my friend and brother Felix Kwachi Ofosu, full minister now. You have the likes of Sam George, communications minister,
Akando, foreign minister, Akando, health minister,
Okujita Blakwa, Honorable Murtala Ibrahim. So this is a very a government that is committed to empowering the youth. So President Mahama.
So is the agenda to empower youth? Yesterday, Malik said something in the office. He said that the unemployment youth and the rising unemployment is, a threat to Ghana's stability, which is something security-wise we all know.
It is right.
Now, it presupposes that considering the vote pattern we gave you, and the type of governance you want to establish, we're seeing that it's very young. It has to be an inspiration to the youth, and it has to be more focused on the youth.
Exactly.
To create the path or chart the path for them. So if you feel you have questions to answer.
Yes, and so I have every trust and confidence in the young people that have been appointed into various positions, either as ministers or chief executive officers. You see, as young people, they can appreciate more what the young people go through. I'm not saying that elder people don't appreciate it, but at least the young people who are in very responsible positions would appreciate more the troubles and the challenges that young people are going through today. Annie, you see young girls finish school and university, they are done with their national service, they are unable to go back to their hometowns because they have nothing to do in their villages, so they want to stay in Accra. And you see them struggling just to get a single room to rent, the 2-year rent that is being demanded of them, the rising cost of living. And sometimes you can only empathize with them. And so young people, when they are in government, would appreciate more what their colleagues are going through. And so I expect that to reflect in our policies. And President Mahama and the NDC is also looking into the future, that the NDC must build a new crop of leaders that will take over from them. Yesterday, we were talking about Honorable Totobi Kwachi and Co. We were talking of the Ahoys and what have you. Today, we are talking of the Haruna Idrisus, the Omane Buames and Co. And so that they become the next class of, if you like, the second generation of our party. Our party is fairly young, unlike the NPP that was formed somewhere in 1944, if I'm right, the UGCC and stuff like that. We were birthed only somewhere in 1993 from the PNDC. And so our first generation are still alive. The likes of the Ahoys, the
sort of the godfathers of the party.
So they are the first generation of our tradition. And so you have the likes of the Haruna Idrisu, the Omane Buames and Co. coming to step into their shoes as a second generation. Exactly. And so we're also looking at the third generation where you have the likes of Malik and Co.
Rising.
Exactly. And so at every point in time, you need these three strands of generations to work together. And I'm sure that's what President Mahama is doing. That the NDC...
I haven't really looked at it.
Oh, yes. That is,
So we have all these generations together.
Yes. Our tradition is fairly young, let's admit.
Yeah.
The NDC is as old as the Fourth Republic. Barely some 32 years today. If you want to trace the NPP back to their days of UGCC, that will give you over 60 to 70 years, right? And so I'm sure most of their founding fathers don't exist anymore. They've passed on to glory. And so I think that President Mahama is also building a party behind that will be very strong and resilient even after they are gone, which I do appreciate.
So you see there's an attempt to solidify a generation to take over.
Exactly.
Oh, I haven't looked at it from that angle at all.
Exactly.
Yes, because considering the fact that he has 4 years.
Yes, he has 4 years
to operate.
And so
you must be preparing your next successor.
So you see, the other feature I have seen is that President Mahama is blending former appointees, former ministers people who have traveled along that path before with people who are new in the system. Not new as in public service, but who haven't held any ministerial appointments before. So his first appointments, you had the likes of Honorable John Jinapo, former Deputy Minister for Power, the Honorable Dr. Ato Forson, former Deputy Minister for Finance, and then Dr. Ayeni, former Attorney General. These were the first set that he elevated.
And then we also have Joyce Bauer,
exactly,
who was also Deputy Minister.
So these were the first three that President Mahama elevated to cabinet or full ministerial appointment. So you have that class, those who have passed through that path. Omani was a minister under President Mills. President Mahama, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, worked in about 3 or 4 different ministries under President Mills, President Mahama.
Omani was a Ministry of Communications.
Yes, communications.
Under
I
Mills.
think at a point in time, she was a deputy minister for lands and natural resources. So I'm not too sure.
Okay.
And so these are very experienced hands. And then you have fairly new faces in terms of ministerial appointments coming to join. So it is a blend. It is a blend that would work for our country and for our party. So whilst we are serving the nation, we are also looking at the tradition that birthed you into the presidency.
So if you look at the Edujita Maklo, the Sami Jemfi,
exactly.
the Malik Basintale,
exactly.
the Margaret Ansel Mago,
exactly.
That crop, Beatrice Annan.
I will refer to them as the third generation. You may want to refer to Elisha Haruna Idrisu or Mani and Co. as the second generation. Exactly. Then our old men are home now, providing guidance to the party. Are still alive.
Interesting.
Maybe you find some of them in boards, as board chairs and stuff like that, to use their experience. Because look, much of the work is done in the boardrooms, where they provide the overall framework for state institutions. And so let's see what happens. Yesterday, for instance, let me use this platform to congratulate Professor Joshua Labi, who was appointed as the board chairman for Ghana Commercial Bank. And my friend and brother Alaji Alasan Faran, who was also appointed as the MD. For Ghana Commercial Bank. I spoke to both of them yesterday.
Oh, Farah is your friend.
Oh, he's a very big friend.
I have to follow you around.
His brother is.
Me too. I'll follow you around
for Karaga.
Yeah.
And in the last elections, I did much of my campaigns in the Karaga area. I spent close to 3 months going in and out of Karaga. Unfortunately, we're unable to
but who is he?
Who
is Farah?
Farah is a very experienced a banker. He used to work with Barclays, now ABSA, and later moved to Stanbic. And so he's one of the very experienced young men in the banking industry. And so I have no doubt that he's going to excel in his new role as the MD for Ghana Commercial Bank.
If you can hoist the daily graphic, it is the daily graphic that I think captured that headline.
Okay.
Yeah. Farhan has an appointed new GCB.
So he will bring his experience in this, if want, I don't know how to describe it, these private sector banks, ABSA, Stanbic, these are not state-owned. And so they are working, protocols will be more stricter than Ghana commercial banks. And so I expect him to bring that experience to bear on the workings of Ghana Commercial Bank. Professor Alabi, you know the kind of works that he did at the University for Professional Studies, where it was and where he took it to. I mean, his footprints are very known to almost everybody, especially within the academia. And so I think that they have a good team at the Ghana Commercial Bank.
So just to go through the names of why I'm, saying that the government is fairly young.
Fairly young.
More. We have the likes of Edward Obane Boama. We have, he's going to Ministry of Defense.
Defense, yes.
Very interesting. So we have Sam George is also going to the communications and digital technology innovation. We have Ama Kofi Boa.
Yeah.
Fairly young. Will Kofi Boa be in the second generation or?
I think so, yes. Yes, I think so.
Oh, we're sure.
I think so.
He's going to.
He was a
natural
full
resources.
minister
He
under
was-
President Mahama.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so he has some experience,
Yes,
some wealth
okay.
of experience.
Right.
He's not as young as the Malik and the Sami Jemfis.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So you
Thank you
classified
for the
that according to
Thank
perhaps
you.
age brackets and
Thank
experience.
you. Yes. Yesterday he was on the vetting committee. We have Kofi Adai Adams also, who is
Kofi
an
Adams,
MP, yes,
exactly.
and he's also gone to the sports
Ministry.
Yes, so he will also be in the second
Exactly.
generation.
Former spokesperson for President
President
Rawlings.
Rollins. I mean, he's been there.
Party organ, he's been there.
Yes,
He's been there.
So Rashid Popo should be in the third generation.
I
That's
can
a
see,
Mugabe
I can see you
family.
like that classification so much.
Yes, I'm very.
You like that
I like the
classification?
fact that you drew my attention to it because I hadn't really considered it that way. I'm just
Rashid
looking at.
Pelpo is going to which ministry?
He's going to
Labor.
the labor ministry jobs.
Labor.
Yes.
Labor.
So he will be in the third. Kabna Minta Kando will be in the second.
Yeah.
Fairly. Mutala Muhammad is also going to environment.
My friend and
so
former
those
colleague
are
in
the
school.
ones you have on the screen. So by the picture painted by Aziz, if you look at these faces, you see third generation, you see second generation, then you see first generation.
I'll classify all of them within the second generation.
These ones will be in the second.
Yeah.
In the
And
second generation.
My Eastern
Ablakwa
corridor.
will not be in the second generation. Kai.
Ablakwa.
Oh. No.
Well,
Ablakwa and Sam
former-
George should be in the third, in the Eduji's generation.
And then the transport minister,
Yeah.
Honorable Nepe,
Yeah.
the MP for Saboba. You know, the Eastern corridor in the northern region
Yeah.
is where the NDC is very vulnerable.
Okay.
We do well normally in the Tamale area.
Okay.
That's Western Dagbon.
Yeah.
They're very vulnerable in the Eastern Dagbon, which some refer to as the Eastern corridor.
corridor.
The Bandaya, the Bimbila, Saboba, Zabzugu. Well, the NDC is very vulnerable in that area. So to have a minister for transport from that area, he should help hold the party in that corridor.
Okay.
Going into the next elections, I
Okay.
think it's a very strategic appointment.
Okay. I mean, we can tell that the strategy is not shared amongst so many people. So before the names even come up, we are always locked. We don't know who
So
to even predict.
a lot of thoughts and work
Have
and,
gone into it.
Simulation goes into it.
Yeah.
If you are doing 60 and you have to take care of all these things, agenda parity, or the 30%,
Yeah.
regional balance, ethnic balance, right? Then you are also looking at the party structure, not 50% from parliament. So a lot of thinking goes into the.
But I see some regional issues coming up in the area of, let's say, for example, Greater Accra.
Okay.
In terms of appointments, you
Okay.
have the minister, and then you have, I think, the minister, the Greater Accra regional minister. It's not really coming from the core Accra.
Yes, Linda
Oklu.
from Shai Osudoku
Doku area.
Okay.
So that block,
Yes.
the Tema
Area.
you see that Sam George has also gotten a ministerial appointment from the Pram areas.
Yeah.
But when you come to
Accra Central.
typical Accra Central,
Yeah.
the Ododo and all these areas,
Okay.
we haven't really seen anything come up there. And yesterday I picked up intelligence. It looks as though there is a bit of some disagreements
Okay.
with the nature of appointments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see, President Mahama has not exhausted his nominations yet. Yes, he's done with substantive ministers, but he still has an opportunity to appoint about some 21 or 23 deputy ministers. And sometimes it's not just about being a minister or a deputy minister. You want somebody who can effect change.
Yeah.
Either the person is a CEO or a deputy CEO,
Yeah.
who can effect change within your locality.
Yeah.
So the appointments are not exhausted, and I'm sure President Mahama, when he takes this feedback, would use what he has to do now to fill in the gaps.
Well, he has to consider, because to the extent that I know that even chiefs are not
Yeah.
happy with some things, and
We
obviously
do appreciate that. I mean,
Yeah.
like President Mahama said, we want to carry everybody along. We would listen to the feedback, we'll listen to the concerns, and we'll see how we can be able to address them. It's not done with the nominations. Yes, people want to see their own occupy some known positions. But like I said, the most important thing is the effect that the person can bring.
Yeah.
Either the person is a CEO, a deputy CEO, a minister, or a full minister. It's all about the effect that the person can bring on board. Linda, I was with her in the 7th Parliament. Some judge say, I've maintained some relation with some judge. Linda, I don't know the last time I spoke to her, but they are both nice people to work with, and trust me, I'm sure they are going to discharge themselves very, very well.
Right.
Some judge has a very deep understanding of the communication sector.
Yeah.
8 years, for 4 years, he was a deputy ranking on communications in Parliament, and later was made the ranking member on communications. He understands policy relative to the ICT and also the ICT itself. I mean, he's very, I've engaged him on that, and he's very deep. When we're going through the transitional process, I was in the same committee with him, and that was where I got to appreciate more his depth of knowledge in that area.
All right.
So let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Well, as we still stand strong, we have come representing ourselves in party colors. And this is in the person of, let me borrow my boss's words, Omampini, Richard Ahiagbah. Yes, I'm referring to you. We've come representing strongly in our party colors. What's that number 3?
Yes, NPP USA.
Pardon? Yes.
NPP USA. It's 30th anniversary.
Oh, 30th anniversary. Oh, okay. So that's your 30th anniversary plot. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Many happy returns to you.
Happy New Year. It's good to see you. Always good to see you.
Same here. I just don't know why you're in this room. I think it's my second time in this room. I like your other room.
You like the original
I
Good
like
Morning
the other
Ghana
studio. Yeah, that's Good Morning Ghana studio. This one.
We'll take you back there.
Yeah. Let's go there, actually.
Right now?
It's possible. Let me say good morning to my brother Aziz.
Rich.
Nice to see him. I was listening, he's doing very well in talking his government up. I hope somebody's talking him up too. Because he's talking for the government, he should talk for himself, or maybe you should talk for him.
Oh, he's rather talking for me.
I think he's a fine man. He can serve well, and so whilst we talk about the opportunities that exist, he can do a fine work for the country and its people from the northern region and from Myong.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that the appointments, as we have seen, they're good, but they're just now coming out from the gate. There's going to be the reality check when they begin to have to make decisions and things like that. So that's really where we'll be able to measure their full length to say that they are good appointments. Now the balancing act of, region, gender, ethnicity, tribe, and all those things. Taking those into account, I think that is good for keeping the fabric of our democracy together. And so it seems to me that we're still in the honeymoon phase for the government, even though they have started making some very big missteps already. It's a general situation of competition is heightening in the party. People feel that the oxygen is running out in the room, and they're beginning to jostle a bit more violently to survive. But I will wish the government well. I think I've had cause to commend and congratulate the president. I think that we'll continue to wish him well. That's one office that all of us must pray for and support and wish well, because ultimately his failure is our failure and his success is all of us, our legacy. So we need to focus on wishing them well. Some of the appointments, I think, were a lot of them. What I think is it Sami's appointment that surprised me? Sammy Davis' appointment surprised me.
Why him? Why him of all people?
Oh, because he's the person, when I lift my head and I see in their party, in terms of monitoring what they are doing, is the one that I look to see what the NPP is doing, what they are doing in countering what I do, specifically for my work. So I congratulate him. I think I've sent my message on WhatsApp and things, but I congratulate him. But just that it surprised me where they took him. I thought that he would be in mainstream politics, but he's found a convenient conduit to go and hide, because much of all the jobbings he did, I want him to be in mainstream so I can put it to him. But then he's been
I don't
hidden.
know if and they put his picture up.
Who did?
Maybe he's being strategic.
No, he knows. Yeah, so
What I don't know,
Yeah.
and I hope so, is these appointees to avail themselves for communication and questions.
No, it's going to be
Because of their nature, like we're already talking about, they're fairly young.
Yeah.
I think they can double task, and I think they can face the public up front. Not because you're CEO, you should keep quiet, and that status quo. I wish will break with this team. I want to see more of them engaging than just being in the offices and hiding like you're putting it.
I think so far, I've seen Eduji has been doing media, but increasingly you'll see
Felix.
that. Yeah, okay. You'll be surprised, pleasantly surprised. They won't be available. They won't be. Because the demands of the work, not that it's very hectic necessarily, but the meeting schedules, maybe early morning, there's a meeting, but you have so much window for media in the mornings, and so it'd be difficult for them to be available.
I mean, sometimes when you even have a schedule that's so tight during the day,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to add a dawn or an early morning schedule to it, so that you can have some flexibility,
preparation and all of that for those
exactly.
meetings.
Yeah.
So increasingly they're going to be available, but for Sami specifically, he's going to be absent because some of the jobbings he can't explain them. He can't explain them. He can't explain them. But you think that Sami will be here on the program across the table and I ask him 24-hour economy?
What is the purpose of Gold Board?
Oh no! I mean that's not what he's doing necessarily, but the things he said to run away and go and hide there, to ask him what 24-hour economy is, and all the jobbings he did about that, and it's not going to be it's not going to materialize really. This 24-hour, it's not going to come. They can bring the senior comrade Uzitano. They can bring a whole army of cadres. Yeah, they can't do that 24 hours. They pulled the fast one over Guardians, and that's
the 24-hour economy.
It is not
in some companies in Ghana.
Not,
Dr. Bawumia admitted that it's already happening.
Yes. What's your point?
So why are you saying it can't
Richard,
happen?
I mean, the scope in which they are promising the thing. They're saying that ministries. What is the formula? It's 133. Is it not it?
Yes.
133.
Yes.
Now, which presupposes that every setup, would have that combination.
Not every setup.
No. Okay, just hold on. But you see, one young man yesterday was at GRA. I guess we'll have a chance to talk about it. And when he was explaining, he was saying that when they were campaigning, they were told certain things, right? But one of the things they didn't tell them was to say, I think it was in relation to I forgot. But they went to GRA essentially to try and get the GRA appointee be rescinded. Okay, and I think there was a specific question asked him, and he was saying that during the campaign, when they were campaigning for His Excellency John Dramani to come to become president, they didn't tell them one particular thing, which means that all the things that we told them, they took it hook, line, and sinker. So if you say you're going to do 24-hour economy and you say it's 133, It means that everybody or every establishment would be up to employing people, one job, 3 people, 3 shifts. You understand?
I like that.
I want to be able to see
the policy much better.
I want to be able to see somebody in the face and ask him the aspects of the economy that they have brought that did not exist. That's why at your point I was saying about hospital, they're already doing that, right? If you go to the security service, they're already doing that. But which ministry are you going to do that at? Which agency are they going to do that at PPMC? Is he going to do that there? Like 133? Is he going to do that there? So this whole thing was a fast one to pull over Ghanaians. How we sat by and have it happen is one thing. But the point is that I think that it should begin to decelerate that 24-hour economy thing because it's not realizable. For me, as an NPP person,
it's not realizable.
No.
Due to the scope. The scope,
yes, because the thing is already. When you talk about Vice President Baumia's concession on that, what is doable is being done, and what is doable not only doable in terms of practicality, but what is feasible, what is necessary, what is demand appropriate. It's been done. So there isn't any 24-hour economy they are going to conjure from the skies to come, but there are things that are already there. You can invest, okay, to make those things do more, but they must necessarily be demand driven. So when they were telling us 24-hour economy, we were telling them to tell us what demand stimulation are you going to bring to drive that, because you're putting the cart before the horse. Okay, it is demand that will say that, you know when Randy's closeout show, it traveled, right? It traveled, okay, because there was the appetite for it. The way you guys promoted it, people wanted to hear Kwesi and Kweku Bakubo, and that was a unique day for TV, and people wanted to watch, and they gave it to people, 5 hours or so of TV. But can you do that every day? You can't.
No.
So demand will drive the thing. And so tell us the demand. Demand is economy, and where they don't want to go there, because when they talk about how are you going to stimulate the economy so much that there is so much demand that people want to work 24 hours. That's the question. What is going to do that? They haven't told us. When the Minister for Finance, Dr. Atufos, came, did you hear anything economic stimulating? No. Right? He's now dishing out orders to GRA, make sure you collect more revenue. Was that what they told us? Is that the ingenious economic idea that they brought now is telling GRA, make sure you collect more money? Huh? That's the creativity. Is that it?
What is creativity about that?
There's nothing about it that's creativity. So what I'm saying is that, I'm just saying that, is it collecting more revenue that's going to create the 133 formula they are trying to bring? It's not going to happen.
Did you hear the explanation to the 133 formula where they say companies that are interested can also apply? You know, there are a lot of companies who can run 24 hours. But for the unavailability of things needed to, or the facilities needed to run a 24-hour, they cannot do. They need security, they need a personnel, they need revenue. So if we actually give you some tax relief,
so give me one.
You are not. The promise they have said they are.
My brother, I can't put. That's why I say something should be in mainstream, so we can.
Richard, you are free. You can.
No.
You are so particular about Sami Jemfi.
Oh no, because it's my contemporary in the
I appreciate that, but trust me,
because he's a twin brother.
Whatever concern, whatever worry, whatever issue that you think that is not well explained to your understanding relative to 24-hour economy, you are at liberty, you are free, you can bring them.
That 24-hour economy
would engage very well on the table.
That 24-hour economy, even if you are given the rest of life, you can't convince anybody about it. Okay,
we convince the Ghanaian people who bought into it and
gave
us their mandate.
Forget about that.
You never believed in it right from day one.
The point I'm trying to make to you is that,
let's
right now as we speak,
24-hour economy is impossible in Ghana.
You see, you run shifts.
Yes.
The conception they brought to it gives you an impression they are going to make this economy, okay, by the flip of a switch, okay, run 3-tier system. that it ought to be done. It could be done. It has to be done. It is doable. But somebody is not doing it. You understand? That it exists. There is a thing on the shelf somewhere that it can be done, and it must be done, should have been done, but hasn't been done. You understand? And I'm saying that that's a fallacy of the highest order, because you are saying that you should put people in work. You can do that, can't you? Because in this room, your production crew, you can put 10 people here if you want. But do you really want to have 10 people when the job is just going to be done by 2? What they are telling us is that you should have 3 people for every job for 3 shifts.
They are not saying that.
That's what they are saying. I'm saying that. Hold on. Because when you make a blanket statement, as for the conception and understanding of a 24-hour economy, it is nothing extraordinary. But the scope, the way they are conceiving the program and selling to Ghanaians, makes it as though that you need to get the people. The opportunity is there. The NPP is not doing it. When we come, every one job, we are going to give you 3 people to do it, and they will do it 3 times in a day. Okay, but there is no product like that anywhere. There is no policy like that already packaged that you're going to say. It's a multiple of activities that you will undertake to create demand, okay, which demand capacity or potential will drive for more of those things to be done. Okay, so that when there is a watcher seller out here who sees that now Metro TV is very busy, you are running, maybe take the election times for example, right? And then there's a 24-hour operation around the clock because there's conversation throughout the year. If somebody finds a market outside your gate and says that, well, people here from morning till the following morning, they are eating, they are buying water, they are buying, coffee and all of that. If I close, they will need it. Who will serve them? So I'll stay. So that way, it's a demand that is going to drive for that person to set up a coffee shop over there because the people are here. Rather than go home, he can be here and serve you. And so he then can employ people. So it is the demand that drives that kind of policy. And when we've been asking them through the election, how are you going to generate that? How are you going to drive that? It is not about the incentive, okay? It is not about giving lower electricity tariffs. It's about how we are going to stimulate the demand. Because if you give people, maybe a private sector person, if you give them lower tariffs on electricity, okay, to do 24-hour economy, and there is no demand, the person cannot just be producing because electricity is cheap. You understand? Electricity is cheap, and so therefore produce for who to buy. So you cannot achieve that. What you should be able to do is to show us that how you're going to drive the economy to advance. I listen to the Minister for Agric. He talks about a few things, but nothing new that we haven't heard. And so I'm thinking that even if you're going to engage in driving agribusiness, what are the particulars? What are the incisive ideas that have been brought to the table? None whatsoever. So it is business as usual, talking about politics that, oh, we're going to do this, and get people to vote for them, okay? And, they or like what we have done, even on the level of one district, one factory. I don't see any striking idea that they have brought, okay? And I'm hoping that they would not, relent in the effort that we have shown to drive industrialization in every district. They can take it forward and ensure that indeed every district, even beyond just one factory, gets more based on the potentials that are there in those districts or in those areas. So we can have industrialization. If you have that and there is demand, okay, then people would work even 25 hours in a day because the demand is there. Okay, if you don't have demand, it doesn't matter. Like you yourself this morning, if you didn't have a show today, right, you will not be sitting here, you won't be here, or you'll be here but behind the camera, right? So things drive things. So if you are telling us about 24-hour economy, it is what is going to drive, it's cause, not effect. Okay, they were telling us about effect, which is, 3, 1, 3, 3. Okay, that's the effect of something driving something. Where is it? We're hoping. We're counting down now. I'm hoping the 120 conversation, we are focusing, we are tracking, checking, and crossing the things they said they are going to do.
In the 120
So far,
days.
so far, what's the results?
Not looking promising at all.
So I pulled up the 24-hour economy.
Yeah.
The regular questions. This is a Q&A that they shared with us 2024. I'm sure you've seen
It's
it.
part of the propaganda, but you can read it, no problem.
Oh, the document.
Oh, it's a design. I mean, it's a design. Everything I've told you. Okay, is there a question in there how they are going to get people to buy or to drive demand?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
So there's one question. The question 2, it says that what will be the main driver of Mahama's 24-hour economy? And the answer is the 24-hour economy will be mainly anchored on Mahama's overarching vision to create sustainable jobs for the Ghanaians. This will be achieved through his agenda to modernize and mechanize agriculture, provide incentives for the private sector to thrive, promote agro-business processing and agro-processing and manufacturing, transform Ghana into an import substitution and export-led economy, among others. 24-hour economy policy will be a major boost for John Mahama's import substitution and export drive. This will stabilize our national currency, improve our reserves, bring down inflation and interest rates, create more employment opportunities, and improve livelihood. Someone wants me to ask you a question. I want to ask that question. He says that, Annie, I just asked Richard if he is aware of our import bill and its effect and pressure on our currency. What does it mean? What does he mean by demand isn't available? It's a whole, he says that it's a whole communication. Oh, no, that one is about your position. But he says that, what do you mean that demand is not available?
You see,
this is by Raymond Having.
Okay,
wants me to ask you.
Now, my answer is question. But number one, everything you have just read is brothel. There is no tangible. There's no substance to take.
Broth is what?
English.
But how do they expect them to write this one in tree?
Oh, you are not following. You are not following.
I'm
saying that it's vain English.
I do understand.
No, don't worry. Yes, but you really understand. Now you say you understand. Just hold on. I'm coming. No problem. You see, this thing he just said, the John Mahama thing with agribusiness and whatever, mechanized agriculture. Go to any of their manifestos and see if you will see that language in there. This is what they've been telling us when we were babies. So this is nothing new.
So there's no roadmap to even achieving this.
The point is that the particulars, you can put words together. That's all that is. I'm saying that.
This is a summary of what is to be achieved. Those who have been put in the agencies and the ministries will ensure this.
Don't worry. What I'm saying is that, the thing is not far. It is here. The 24-hour economy opportunity is here. Agronifom. But I'm just telling them that if they have the presence of mind now, they should begin to de-escalate. To say that, this is going to take so and so and so. But this thing they are talking about is what the economy is all about. That's what you are doing. That's what you're in government to do, to create opportunities for people. Now you imagine what you saw at YEA, what you saw yesterday at GRA. What is it about? It's not jobs. It's not jobs, that's why they are doing that. That's jobs, right? So I'm saying that what are the effective things to do right now to do it? And so what I'm saying that they have told Ghanaians a bunch of lies. That 24-hour economy, a entropy.
But you have ministers who
are the point I am making.
No, the president who's been voted for is now appointing his ministers and heads of agencies. Is it not fair to allow them to settle?
Is that the account who says Agrobeso Efianopa? But I'm telling you is that Agrobeso Efianopa, it has everything to do with the potential.
Yeah.
The potential for that thing to happen, okay, you can't see it because that thing on a larger scale is the contention of life and the contention of the government of Ghana from, if you just take it from this Fourth Republic, from 1993, when we sworn in the first president of this republic, this Fourth Republic, right, is to create demand.
Okay. So
you see, let me just answer the gentleman, right?
Yeah.
All of this pursuit is to create demand. Okay? So the policy you are going to drive to grow our GDP, essentially, is what we're talking about, 24-hour economy. But when you conceive it in the manner they have done, outside of the economy, to say we are bringing 24-hour economy, 133, what you are trying to do there is to deceive the people. The mainstream conversation is that how are you going to grow Ghana's economy?
So that's what the demand is.
So the gentleman who is saying that, the Ghana's import bill and associated, that is an associated demand is impression he wants to create. Since when did we start having Ghana's import bill to be high? Hasn't the former President been in office and we have our import bills to be high? Take all the commodities and items that we import. Today, we are still importing toothpick, right? All of the things that we're importing. The point is that the idea, okay, to drive industrialization is what they need to talk about. I don't see any offerings there.
As you talk
and
about
what
demand,
I'm saying is that whole idea of 24-hour economy, I would have loved the occasion to have somebody sitting over there and I say, how is that working out so far? And then we can have a moment and say, we told you so, and tell Ghanaians to say that these guys came to waste our time for the 4 years ahead. Let's change.
Look.
Let's change.
He's asking a question.
Let's change. Let's change.
What do you want to do?
Let's change in 2028 to bring the NPP back. We paid attention.
So these are the areas. We talk about demand. These are the areas. So which industries will the 24-hour economy focus on? One.
You have hope, you.
I have to be optimistic than being pessimistic.
Why Sabi is at PPMC? You don't know. PMMC, you don't know. Why he goes there? Why he went there rather than being in mainstream?
To establish a 24-hour economy.
You don't know.
I don't know.
He doesn't want to talk about it because the thing is. It's indescribable.
You're not being fair to
no, I'm not like, I'm actually being complimentary.
He will take all the time.
No, why is he there? Why is Sami at PM?
He will take all the time if he didn't take time.
He doesn't, forget about the work he's going to do. I'm just saying that he doesn't want to be mainstream so that now that you are in this wide space.
Throw it at him.
How is the 24-hour economy working for you?
Okay, 24-hour economy, agro-processing, 24-hour pharmaceutical industry, 24-hour manufacturing industry, 24-hour construction. 24-hour construction was happening in this country in 2024.
Already.
When I will be driving 12 midnight, 1 a.m. and you see structures coming up, and there are constructors, what do you call them? Contractors there working at night, in the middle of the night, during the elections.
Yes, so you need to apply. Yes, you need to apply. So
after the election is stopped.
Anyway, so you need to apply some analysis to that. Why were you saying that? Because there is a need to complete a certain project at a certain time.
So there was
hold on. So I'm saying that. So there's a demand.
Yes.
But I'm saying that. Is it the case that they will just right now, if that was the case, why can't they just commission the construction works to go? First, you have to have money, right? You have to have money. Hold on. You have to have money, right? So if you don't have the money, you can have the desire to construct the road quickly, and you can do it 24 hours. But if you don't have the money, you can't do it.
Okay, so
that's the point.
So it goes on to say extractive industry, 24-hour, which is happening actually. Sanitation and waste management, yes. Leisure and hospitality industry is happening. Go to Lashibi.
But is it
what is this? Digital startups and business processing outsourcing. 24 financial services, 24-hour retail centers, 24-hour
financial
services. Yes.
That's happening or is going to happen? They're going to bring it. It's happening.
Okay.
So that's the point. So what were they saying?
Okay. So retail centers, retail centers, 24-hour transportation services.
Which retail centers are running 24/7?
Select.
Accra Mall doesn't run 24/7, does it? It doesn't run 24/7.
No, Accra Mall
doesn't run. So I'm saying
Accra Malls, I think it's.
I'm saying that the obvious things that ought to be around the clock are already around the clock.
Also,
so what the NDC is saying, they are not going to bring any new thing
selected
to
public
stream.
institutions with large customer traffic, such as Post and Harbors, Customs, Passport Office, DVLA, where I see, this gentleman, I forgot his name, the one who is taken to DVLA, among others, will be part of the 24-hour economy.
It's okay. Now it's no longer brofo. It's action. We are waiting. We want to see the action. The hundreds of NDC people who are at GRA, okay, hundreds of them who were at YEA yesterday. We want them to take the lead in the 133. Okay, because they are Ghanaians too. But I am just telling you that they are going to wake up to a very rude awakening, because what they have said, okay, they don't have what it takes to do it. It cannot be done. Okay, they now need to deaccelerate on that matter and have an honest conversation about how they are going to make the economy work, which was the fundamental question we kept asking them. But as far as I know,
you've given Richard enough time to speak about the 24-hour economy. I'm pretty sure that you're going to give me same time to be able to answer all the questions that he has.
No problem. I don't have questions. So
I'll take a break. I'll take a break.
And I pray you remain
let me conclude before.
Tina Sisi no na conversation no emu yeshiba. So you could see say Richard Ahiagbah or struggle or fumble ne ho chire no ba, because ono ankasa e kan 24-hour economy. We are seeing Ghana for intimate. Meanwhile, your Hanum and Dr. Muhammad Bomia, Ebekano baby, say I NDC communicator and quite cite example, say I 24-hour economy be anywhere be yedma. Anche and Dr. Muhammad Bomia, and can a flag by the NPP or so cook to for me. As Ambekan say, oh, I did a crown, a bay because already a year chop bar, any some food joint binum. Any name nkofobinum kosekwa omuguso mo run 24-hour economy nti beyi ana Ghana forecast who mo ya trofo what you see ana Richard Ahiagbah D say oh na 24-hour economy Ghana for nhihye ayewura John Money Mahama so so obobeyi enti onye ana NDC communicator na say na wo tane ye aban Akufo-Addo tena ban mu how many years for 8 good years. Boss or share no to me so NDC for area and casting ni so, but a fay and a buying neighbor. Why don't you allow the buying and then a 3 weeks pepe and next Tuesday and tell them to own Pema buying and gusu no on she because and as at now we know casting appointees in union way Ugusa or she. It's why are you in the haste? In fact, a honum the NDC here communicate and Emma Richard Ahiagbah. The 2 years kakra into here obi kwa send message ba say mama so team fifiri na ade ade abusian same day na no shi papa conversation na quite interesting meeting na me bo meeting ko ma how Ghanaians are now what you say coming into politics mo sampa NPP for be dada omo na sebi ebru sebi nyado anye oman no ajapade no mbebo ho bra na mo be do mbe pay can be die yenko na yenko tie the last part of the conversation yeguso the credit no my metro team that is Good Morning Ghana show Madam Annie ni show so what you see nti yenko na yenko de yenko toa video no so na koba last analysis no mega me react to the video no na bibia timi akoso yakopon enkoso a enshiraw.
Welcome back to Good Morning Ghana. Richard Ahiagbah is still with me, and also Honorable Member of Parliament, former Mohammed Abdulaziz is also still with me. I have some messages, interesting ones coming from very interesting people. I want to read this directly to Richard Ahiagbah. So you know Professor John Kwache of IEA, the economist.
Yes.
Okay, so he says, Annie, I want Richard to know that in economics, just as demand elicits supply, supply equally creates demand. It is called sales of markets.
Yes. There's a supply side to economic management.
Okay.
What do you do with that, which is what you're saying, is to drive industry. Okay, you grow industry, you give incentive to people in the private sector, and then they expand capacity. Okay.
So that's possible.
Wait. Yeah. So you see.
No.
I want to respond to his question.
I just read the message.
But it was a direct question. But the point
is okay. Mark from USA says that looks like NPP since December 7 have studied the 24-hour economy policy of the 24 of the NEC and understands it very well.
Very well.
Before 7 December, all NPP members seem not to understand the 24-hour economy. Opposition really makes you learn. Kudos to Ghanaians. Mark from USA sent that in. Alhaji from Pig Farm says that, Annie, in my humble opinion, the petition to remove Madam Jean Mensah, okay, I haven't really touched on that.
We'll come to that.
But let me just go on to other messages for now. Annie, I'm Eben from Kwabenya. Instead of Richard thinking of how to restore the party to gain favor again in the eyes of the electorate, he is rather going overboard. Whether he likes it or yes, 24-hour economy will kickstart the Egyptian of the NPP that destroyed the Ghana's economy shall not be seen no more, you say. Charlie, good morning, Annie. Please tell Richard that we'll use the 24-hour program to investigate him with regards to electoral fraud.
24-hour investigation.
He will know that 24-hour economies will work. Carlos from Odododio send that in. Annie, Richard is free to say anything because Sami Jenfi is not around. But why didn't Richard tell Ghanaians not to listen to the 24-hour economy or 24-hour economy? Oh, I miss Sami Jenfi today of all days. Alhaji Haruna. Annie, Ghanaians will. So he says that this is Mansa Musa from UK. Annie. Please tell Richard Ahiagbah that we can see through his cynicism of trying of trying to goad the new NDC administration to act in haste, like it happened to them with the implementation of free SHS policy, one village, one dam, etc. Tell him it's too early to write off proposed policy of programs. So there is demand because we are importing everything. Thanks and good morning to you, Mansa Musa. This morning,
it's a good friend. Annie, you say I can form a case. It's so bad. Now what's what that? But what I want to make, see,
there have been some new appointments that I've just shared with you.
So, see, the point I am making.
Some staffers at the office of the Vice President that I've shared with you.
Okay. The point I am making.
So I'm sure.
No, let me just summarize. So the point I am making is to just edge them on to do what the magic they want to do.
Not edging
no, I'm not edging them on.
Being very pessimistic.
Because you see, I'm not being pessimistic. I'm being real. And see that the message that came in about the supply side economies. That's what we have been doing all along. Okay. The one district, one factory is a supply side.
Because of time.
Yes. So the point is that I wish them well. But the 24-hour economy, they should ease up on it because they will work themselves into a trap.
Okay. Aziz.
Richard, I can see you are so much fixated on Sami Jenfi and how you wish.
No, I'm not.
It was either here or in mainstream
politics.
So you can answer the questions.
Such as minister or deputy minister. But the gentleman is still serving the government of President Mahama and the state at PMMC.
I'm saying he will not be here. He will not be here.
Look, well, I'm sure at the appropriate time he will still engage you.
You never know.
He's your counterpart from the NPP, so you have your.
No, I wish him well, but I wanted him to be here so we can continue the conversation. This time, him in government and me in opposition, so we can answer some of the questions.
What you don't understand about where he is? Just the minister for
finance. I don't need to know where he is.
I'm just telling you the importance of what he's going to do. The being of our economy, the major issue has to do with the currency.
That's not my concern.
No, please. But
my concern is that
your concern is
Sami
not
should
about
come
our
here
country
and tell us.
Or the state.
He's the one who gives press conference and say MPP government is nepotistic, right? MPP sloganeering, right? MPP this, MPP that. And so we want to see is 24-hour a slogan. The appointment we are saying is it nepotistic?
I was quite
no, it's fine.
When you were speaking.
I just wanted to put what you sent me across. So that's the communication, the presidency communication from the vice president.
Yes.
So Alex Egbefia is going for chief of staff for the vice president. Mrs. Alberta Graham is going for head of administration. Professor Theresa Enin is going for presidential staffer and special aide to the vice president. Miss Daniela Mavis Matthias is going for secretary to the president. And then we also have Dr. Samuel Lufuswampofo is going for policy advisor on political issues.
Affairs.
So Professor Sharif Mahmoud Khalid is going for advisor on economic. I think I agree with that. That's fantastic. Congratulations to him. Dr. Hamza Zakaria, policy advisor economic, and also Miss Mansa Amwa Ewa is a policy advisor on finance. Dr. Marianne Rahinatu Idrisu is going for policy advisor social sector, and also Mamiama Prats, press secretary. Congratulations to my sister.
Yes, congratulations
to
all the.
That's Uncle is talking.
All the appointees.
At the office of the vice president.
Vice president. We wish them all the best. So you see, it appears that you still don't understand the 24-hour economy.
I don't need to understand. I want to see the result. Don't teach me 24-hour economy. I want the result. How are you going to deliver it? No, I want to help him. Tell me the result. I don't want to understand.
I'll say when
I'm helping you.
Go ahead.
Please.
Go ahead.
I want the result.
I need some 5 minutes to ask Richard a question before we go.
I don't want to interject when you begin to speak.
So go ahead.
No, if you have
so you see, you didn't understand the 24-hour.
I don't need to understand. I'm saying,
my brother,
I want result.
In the run-up to the elections, you claim you didn't understand.
No,
and the Ghanaian people rejected you because you didn't understand.
Campaign is over. Tell us the result,
and you didn't subscribe to the 24-hour economy. This is one of the policies that got President Mahama and the NDC elected.
No problem.
And one of the policies that got you defeated.
We want the result. How are you going to deliver it?
Numbers that we have never seen since the creation of Ghana and
how are you going to deliver it?
Oh, my brother, would you
cut to the chase?
Please. I don't like this. To be honest with you, I don't like this.
He's beating about the bush.
I don't like this, Richard.
I want the delivery.
No, Richard.
Okay, you go ahead.
Thank you.
Do your preamble.
Okay, Aziz, go ahead.
I can do worse to you.
It's okay.
But I want us to be gentlemen.
Just take it easy, my brother. Just take it easy.
And so you see, why when we announced the 24-hour economy, and your own flag bearer, who was the sitting vice president, who said he had the mind of possibilities and developed the slogan, "It is possible," somewhere in Tamale, stated clearly that 24-hour is not possible. Few days after that, that same person mounted another platform and says the 24-hour economy is already existing, and gave examples of how people were pounding and selling fufu at midnight around Circle. So even your own flag bearer, the man who got defeated, had a very warped understanding of the 24-hour economy. So I'm not surprised that you don't understand. Your own flag bearer, he was inconsistent on that matter. It's not possible. It is already existing. Your minister in the Upper East region said the 24-hour economy was a bad proposal because that would not allow men to have time. Oh, please. Your own regional minister, full regional minister, said the 24-hour economy that President Mahama was proposing was bad because that was not going to allow men to have time with their wives at night. And so you guys have given varied and many reasons why you don't subscribe to 24-hour economy. Thankfully, the unemployed youth in this country do appreciate it. They do understand it, and they have welcomed it. That you must begin to appreciate. Now let's assume that you truly don't understand the 24-hour economy. You see, you get it very wrong. Very, very wrong. When you say that every company, every institution, go and read the NDC manifesto.
No,
I've sent the
24-hour economy Q&A to both of you.
Well,
you have to take your time and go.
I've gone through this document. I'm just saying that. This whole
So where Richard gets it wrong is when he talks about every company, every institution, and asking questions about demand. You see, when you talk about, we have never on any platform says that every institution or every government institution would come onto the 24-hour economy. It's as simple as this, that state institutions that have high demand and that is capable of working 24-hour economy, government is going to roll them on automatically.
So
for instance,
give an example.
I'll give you a very good example. Today, when you apply for a passport, and it will take you 6 months minimum to even get an appointment to go for your biometrics. What is wrong if you bring the passport office on board, so that even at 9 p.m., 10 p.m., I can drive to the passport office to go and do my biometrics and take my passport? Why can't I have my passport within a week or a month after applying? Why should I be given 6 good months just to go for my bio to be taken?
Of an institution that has been digitalized.
ECG. Yes, you may claim they work 24 hours, but it is a skeletal work that they do, because sometimes, look, at a dental, you have problems in the night, and you call their line, no one responds. Put them on full-scale 24-hour economy. Let them come and resolve your problems for you, even when you have problem at midnight. Are you okay? Mm-hmm. I do appreciate that. By nature of some services, there are some skeletal services that they render, like hospitals. Doctors will run 24-hour economy, but not as busy and active as they do during the day. Do you get it? Some of them don't do at all. A very good example again is DVLA. Those institutions that are state institutions that can run on 24-hour economy with a high demand, government will be more than willing to bring them on board as early as possible. But the main thrust, the core of the 24-hour economy, we believe that the largest employer, the largest potential for employment in this country is the private sector. So what government wants to do is to provide incentives, create the framework that would make the private sector to respond when they do around 24-hour economy. What it means is that more and more people would be employed. So that young graduate who finished school some 5-6 years ago under your regime and has no job even up to date would appreciate it, because that would throw out jobs for the unemployed.
Okay.
What are some of the incentives that we've talked about? Why, Annie? In the last parliament, the government of Nana Akufo-Addo was pushing through, even in their last days, a tax waiver for companies belonging to their cronies to the tune of $500 million. We pushed them and they bought it to about $350 million. We said no, just don't give tax waivers to your cronies for them to go and import building materials to build hotels. What we are saying is that we would provide tax breaks for companies that would subscribe to the 24-hour economy, so that they can be able to plow back some of their revenue and their income. We are saying that we'll provide them with low electricity tariffs, and that's where the time of use metering system will come in place. We have talked about giving them credit facilities at low interest rates, and when all this is done, the impact will be that cost of production would go down. When cost of production goes down, automatically prices of goods and services would go down. Companies would expand and they would employ more. That is all it is about the 24-hour economy. We will not do a $350 million tax waiver for crony companies. We do appreciate that when you provide all these incentives, this framework, they will need some security. Government says that we will collaborate with private security companies to provide 24-hour economy. We have also anticipated that we will recruit about 25,000 more people into the Ghana Police Service, just to help provide the 24-hour economy.
Okay.
You see, you raised the question about demand. Where's the demand? Are you aware that we spend billions of Ghana cedis importing tomatoes, rice, and other basic food items?
No problem.
What is the problem? So when we want to look at the demand that we say would stimulate, one of the core functions or areas that the 24-hour economy would deal with would be import substitution. That's why we are emphasizing more on agri. And that's why this time round, we just don't have the Ministry of Trade and Industry. We also have agribusiness. Through the Farmer Service Center, we expect to boost production within the agri sector, and then the entire chain value, where we are talking about agro-processing and stuff like that. And so we are also looking at import substitution. Why? If you spend millions of dollars importing rice, every ton of rice that we import in Ghana. We are providing jobs to people in other jurisdictions. Is that what you want us to continue to do?
This morning, before I got onto the show, I spoke with the Federation of Association of Ghanaian Exporters.
Yes.
And they are so, I think, specifically into fruits growing.
Yeah.
And they are looking at how they can take advantage of the international market, because they can grow fruits and 70% of what they have grown and harvested get rotten on the farms.
Exactly.
70%.
And so, Annie, apart from import substitution,
So
what we have just talked about is also about export-driven economy. You see, we keep on complaining about the dollar and the cedi. If we don't drive our exports, right, we will continue to be where we are at today.
Okay.
So when you talk about what's the demand? The demand comes in three stages.
Okay.
You can stimulate local demand. You can do import substitution so that you can be able to have your foreign currency reserved in this country. That would anchor your local currency. We are also looking at export-driven agro-business sector.
Right.
But I see.
Just give me some.
Okay.
Okay, land.
So, TUC, he doesn't understand. When President Mahama announced this policy, TUC, Federation of Labour, NUS, Guta, they all commended President Mahama and lauded that policy. It is only Richard and his likes who don't believe in it, who don't understand it, who don't subscribe to it.
Okay.
And I don't blame you. You don't go through what the Ghanaian unemployed goes through. You don't go through that.
What makes you think that?
No, you don't go through that. And so when you don't understand the 24-hour economy, where we are talking about one job, 3 shifts, and 3 people, I do appreciate it. Perhaps you came in a very luxurious car with your glasses. So you may not understand what the ordinary Ghanaian is going through.
In your party shirt, Jagaiji said I should tell you that he's also working his own. Repping mine, NPP US.
Positive.
So
the elephant is alive.
If you
the elephant is not dead.
No, the elephant is alive.
Okay.
And so if you want to give us some opposition, do that responsibly, do that with facts.
Okay.
But from where you are coming from, I don't see you.
Yes, Kojo Chumbako says that for the first time in many years, I'm seeing steam coming out of the forehead of Richard again. Oh no, Richard has broken a gasket again. Richard, I thought that disturbing syndrome was a thing of the past. I never knew Richard was so fluent in Chi. Here he is. Must be Randy's departure. And a word of opposition. Okay. So
Richard, when you have labor unions, civil society organizations, academia, understanding and applauding the 24-hour economy. You in the NPP, led by Dr. Mahmoud Abaumia, never understood it prior to the election. You understand it after the election.
Exactly.
Our major concern.
So good morning, Annie. What kind of demand is Richard making for the implementation of the NDC proposed 24-hour economy? How on earth is he expecting a president who is still in the process of setting up his government to start implementing such a program? They should give us a break. Sam Kelly from East Legon says that.
Who said that?
Sam Kelly, East Legon.
Sam Kelly must be NDC. But the point I want to make is, Adi.
He must be NDC. He must be NDC. Yes. Is that what you said?
Hold on.
Because what he said.
But what he said makes sense, doesn't it?
You are also saying so because we are NPP.
It's excuses.
You are saying so because we are NPP.
Also, just hold on. What I'm trying to say is that right now, it is not for you to convince me whether I understand or I don't understand.
No, I don't need to convince a person like you.
Is that
I don't need to convince a person like you. How do you wake up a man who is pretending to be sleeping?
Now
Okay.
I'm wide awake. The point I'm saying is that, no, hold on. What I'm saying is that
you are pretending to be sleeping.
Relax.
How can I wake you up?
Look, 4 years, you have plenty of time to talk. I hope that you and I come.
We are not here to talk.
I'll give you my
President
time.
Mahama is here to work and not to talk.
I want results, is what I'm asking.
President Mahama is here to work and not to talk.
Hold on.
So most of us are still pessimistic about the prospects of 24-hour economy policy. I still maintain it was just one of the political gimmicks which was sold to the electorate for votes. Well, if really there is anything the government intends doing, time will surely tell.
Absolutely. Okay. So, Annie, Can I speak or
Yes, your time.
Okay, hold on.
Those of you are still sending me.
When we started the
better.
program, I was very happy with him because you know what he said?
Yeah.
He said they wish President Mahama and then they
Well.
say,
Oh, yes.
because the success of the government will be
Absolutely.
for all
Yes,
of us.
yes.
Okay.
Then
Time is
just in a minute after that,
no, but
you
hold
are
on.
putting the city for our economy. It's not possible.
Time is up.
You don't believe in it. Come on.
No, hold on.
Come on.
Where has my brother been all throughout this election? I've been talking about 24 hours. Maybe you were under some rock. But the point is that I gave a full press conference about 24-hour
And
economy.
the Ghanaians rejected that.
No, hold on. It's not about
And so why should
rejection.
you be repeating it?
Jesus Christ.
You guys never listen. Miracles, your spokesperson for Baumia campaign said you guys lost because we're not listening. And still you are not listening. What's your problem?
You need.
And you want to demobilize and gain power.
Hold on. You need.
Miracle said you guys were not listening. And still you are not
What has that
listening.
got to do with your delivery? Is what I'm asking. I'm asking a deliverable question. What are you going to do to bring
Did you expect
alive?
me to carry 24-hour economy into this room? Is that what you expected?
Is it on Kasaramokan?
No. The man is still forming the government. The government is about 2 weeks old now.
Me, where I'm
We
sitting
are putting
now,
in place.
I am speaking for Ghanaians who voted and made a decision that they want.
You are their spokesperson. You are their spokesperson.
I want to assume
That's my
spokesperson
word.
for the NPP.
I'm
No.
assuming that you're the type of driver when you sit behind the steering.
Yeah.
The moment if you're driving a manual, the moment you move, you put it. You don't go to first. You don't go to second.
You go straight to fifth gear.
Straight 4. You start. That's what you do. when you're
But
driving.
if someone tells you that in 14 days he wants all his appointees
His
to
cabinet,
be
cabinet,
but
cabinet.
hold on.
No, not all his appointees. Cabinet.
Hold on.
If you want to quote the man, quote him right.
Take your time. I'm saying that somebody who gives you that indication, okay, that he wants his ministers be appointed in 14 days. What impression does that give you? That he wants 4 years to compose a government, right? That he wants to move at a certain speed. We want him to move at that speed. They told us Ghana was in dire straits. They want to fix it. We want them to fix it. Hold on. Syria, I'm not sure where you have been. I haven't seen you all through the campaign.
Has he done that or not?
I haven't seen you all through the campaign. You just showed up.
Richard, you haven't seen who?
All through the campaign in this
Richard.
studio. Were you in this studio?
Oh, so this was our campaign platform. If this studio was a campaign platform for the NPP, it was never the campaign platform
You see, that
for the
is why.
NDC.
Hold on now.
Get it right.
Don't rush. That's why when I came.
Perhaps,
Hold on.
I don't
That's
know.
why when I came, I said that I am sad. I am sad.
Before you, if you don't know.
Okay,
Perhaps
This is
I
not
don't
a
know
job.
what you were doing in the Volta region.
It's not a
I've been
job.
doing this work.
The man is emotional.
And I'm not emotional. Trust me.
What I was saying was that
Yeah.
throughout the campaign, I've been in this studio, right? And Sabi will sit across from me, and I haven't seen him. So the things I'm talking about, he's not abreast to the context that I'm speaking about.
So something
Must I speak to your mind?
That is why I'm saying that.
Must I speak to your mind?
I am sad that he's at
Why are you sad?
PMMC. Hold on.
Why are you
Syria.
sad? Why are you sad?
Because I was able to be sitting there so I can ask him.
Is this the last time you'll be here?
Okay.
Is this the last time you'll be here? Is this the last time you'll be here?
Why are you boycotting platforms?
I let me finish.
My time is up.
Oh, why?
The time is up at 10.
Okay. So the issues I want to talk about, 24-hour economy, they should decelerate on that.
We will not.
LGBTQ,
We will not.
no problem. Fine, you can do what you want.
We won't
But
betray
I'm
the
saying
Ghanaian
that
public.
we want
We will
results.
not betray the
The
Ghanaian
numbers,
public.
fine.
Deaccelerate on 24-hour economy.
You allow him.
Yes.
We can't behave like you people.
Oh my God.
Annie,
The rubber meets the road.
is advising us
Okay.
to deaccelerate on 24-hour economy. He's asking us to betray the Ghanaian people.
I'm
That
helping
we will not do.
One day.
When you betrayed them, they rejected you.
No problem. Look, it's okay. I'm not saying betray Ghanaians. Just
That's what you're
understand.
saying.
But I'm
You
saying
say we
that
should deaccelerate on 24-hour economy. We are going to accelerate more. We are going to
LGBTQ.
deliver. You see?
Okay.
Someone
You
gives
see
a
where it's
policy.
going to.
You said they should
You see where it's going to.
accelerate the policy.
Now,
I'm saying
24-hour
that-
economy, you are running away.
Listen, I'm saying that they
Richard,
should
calm down,
deaccelerate
24-hour
on
economy.
it. In their campaign, okay, in their manifesto, they said what? Their fiscal policy will be anchored on the 24-hour economy.
Yes, we
and
do.
I'm just telling you that they should begin to deaccelerate on that.
And I say we won't do
because
that.
the magnitude they have played this thing up to
And the
Okay, we
expectation
know
of the Ghanaian.
the expectation of the Guardian. I know that they cannot achieve what they are saying they are going to achieve. The
And these
principal
guys will say
question,
it is possible.
the principal
It is
question.
possible.
Oh, no, I'm talking
And
about you guys.
it's not possible.
You guys, you have a history. I'm talking
History of
about
what? History of performance.
History of non-performance.
History of
You
performance.
see, the whole question is about the economy. And when I say how are you going to drive demand, how are you going to put the pieces together, okay, so that demand will come? No problem. I'm not asking things for you to answer.
Import substitution and driving exports.
Okay. So right now,
the answer is import substitution and driving exports.
LGBTQ is
come back to 24-hour economy. Nobody has tabled LGBT for discussion. Come back to 24-hour economy.
Okay, we have to go.
Come back to 24-hour economy.
Which platform?
They ask you a question, you are going to talk about LGBT.
Media Journal. You released a statement.
Yeah, we have a statement out yesterday. I won't say more about that, but we are a party that believes in, the right of the media to exist and to do their work. But we, in believe that the media must be fair. They must be about the public agenda, not against the public agenda. And what we see is a Media General, by assessing their work and by experiencing their work, as we have interacted with them over the period, we see that their pursuit is somewhat against the public agenda, and that is the reason why. And we have had interactions with them. We have had interactions with them severally.
You don't dictate their editorial policy.
To the extent we've got people to meet with a top dog at the agency.
No.
I have been in meetings with the managing, the general manager, with the program staff, with the hosts themselves.
They should stand firm.
We outline our concerns to them, and those concerns were ignored. Those concerns were concerns that we feel that any balanced media should be able to take on board. If you know that there are media houses in this country. For example, Oman FM, for example.
Peace FM, Muntumi Radio, Muntumi TV.
XYZ, for example, Power FM, for example. These are news media that are taking a political position. So you don't go to those platforms expecting a certain professional journalism.
Peace FM.
But at their setup,
Peace FM.
They are branded and are positioned as a professional media house. But their conduct and output is biased and it's political, decidedly political. And we think that
is not here to speak for themselves.
Yes. Everything I said is in the letter.
You cannot dictate their editorial policy. You cannot impose yourself on any media house. You can't do that as a party.
We haven't done that.
They decide to do their paneling. In fact, they will never call the parties to bring their reps. The very things that you did that got you this unprecedented defeat is what you are repeating. Prior to the elections, how many times did you boycott that same platform? And you went back. They should stand their ground. You go back. You go back. You go back to Media General. You go back. I tell you.
Okay, so today we're expecting the vetting activity to continue. Dr. Omane Boamah with others will take their turn. So the vetting activity will commence. Dr. Kofi Omane Boamah, Minister Designate for Defense. It will be followed by Emmanuel Kojo-Jekum, MP, who is also nominated for Minister of State in charge of special initiatives. And also at 1 p.m. we'll see J. Kenneth Gilbert, who is Minister Designate for Works and House and Water Resources. Linda Obiniwa Akwele Oklu, Greater Accra, right? And she is also going for her vetting activities later this afternoon. And Metro TV will be there to give you the coverage, and you follow through how the vetting activities will follow. Please make sure that you listen in and see if
Many Richard Ahiagbah and that interview me or not. Do you know why? Say many Richard Ahiagbah and that interview me or not. Because Richard Ahiagbah, it is about the time I was say as someone Captain Produce Smart can on NPP na ayomboa Assembly Noka. Or see some people for try so more per power, sebi, or more the different tribe bit say vote for more MPP, or more the tribe bit say not necessarily more MPP, and the other tribe apart from Asantis, hey, ade o yesi MPP defeat we asantini bebia oto no mo defend aje se ono a the contribute to my defeat in the buy. I'm telling you, me na make a show. Opa your research. Mega me na make a show. Opa then your research. Now who say the key in Crofona omu na omudi bo me campaign team chigidi no. San Crofona omu ya sante for no and omu acha say a grant interview because omu still say blames beba. It was one kasana and omu yomu huano. But Crofona omu ankasa no omo sideline omo ya santefo na omo anya kwen depart na chi no you never see them in any platform omo ncheche nsemu because omo ni asem bi aka Richard Ahiagbah eye veteran oto no na we defend me why omo ehihye Dr. Muhammad Bomi campaign na wonka ho even when you were part how many na ehu se wo kasa ekojina ba bia kwa we Dennis Miracle Sabuaji na wo Richard Ahiagbah why your tintiri gogoro na ujine nechi ti say the bodyguard even at the point of you defeating no at that very night no na ujine nechi na Dennis Miracle Sabuaji akrakito yi or address na okeka nsem bia yia enti na mulusu ye no so wo na mudi mu beye damage control oto no na ugu ani mase on the message a omu send by nyina. There is no even one messenger. HSA, Richard Ahiagbah, MPP for the Etawachi, and no muna yeden. I sebi ye ko okon na the udi any moon, Sebi Brusebi Yard, Yanko Pomfa Samba, or Mabon too. Bones of Modi na Zoaka, Vermouth, no muna ko. Sana ayeno, and no muna ko. The nordness of no. It's a no who say MPP ni big na baby kasa bisane tribe. That's why not na. And now you veteran and now you other tribe apart from Asante because Asante phone me adaje because MPP for pre to me I won't fast Asante for na pre. Omunye to me omodi Asante for na edi. Gabi asarochi da konom. Sa akwa we na boje say yi we ni we. Amuna mo bo ma party ni co-position once omote onom they will never talk. Akwawe Asante bedi atu ene osi enja na ungu obwa ede ungu believe to see there another day and also you'll be paid for the damages you have done. Ene kinufurata no ubehu omo so kasa kinufurata we uzo kasa but these were the people omo ye den contribute a lot to MPP defeat. Amakwata no attach anom sankofo ubehu omo so kasa they don't have time. I'm telling you, they don't have time for that. Enti sebi. Inuanum nodness and tafono muona no mojombeji said to me no. Yes, because omunim say omudie enye dey party no nyamodi anti no. Ya kasa at the end of the day you power na another position no mo hu pre. But Asantefo no they are always claiming the party is for them. Iti either some be kasaw omun kasaw party ba power omo share. Iti di nti se bi enuanum ntafo mo nkodwani NDC. Edi nti enuanum ntafo mo nkodwani afafanto. Edi nti enuanum ntafo se bi abru se bi nyaado mo nkodwani CPP for na mudi MPP for yo mumbu achi. As MPP for mo other tribe no other than their tribe that is Asante. Omumbu other tribe and I'm speaking the gospel fact and you know it. Said Asma Mega Making that is what is on grounds. Inti na MPP a co-position indigenous Asante bia obeden and I said pure Asante bia na oka bomie and I said omo fananka bomie team ne ho na obehu so kasa it is hardly to see that but unhu so bi kasa bi ti say Justin Fimponko duanom muka na bi nom sankofo we nom omo and omo cause the defeat because they know say omo hihye yanko yie Samia Ukunum, they know say what they did na komia once na komia they be on TV so radio so no explaining them. He go explain tire. I'm telling you, na komia go explain tire because ono kasa nim say the West anyhow position of the man as the STC acting CEO ni de kai ka ho no they contributed a lot to the defeat of MPP I ni ho. But Salem Mustafa Oyehwan Sebi Oyehwan oye inuano nodna sankofo yi no mbegina no na omo ayeden omo defend the party no. They will defend the party, but omo nso na sebi tumi ba omo nkai omo. So MPP ayeda on sa no ebe din so mbenya power no. Even when they capture the power, you the other tribe no, they don't recognize you as their member unless tumi na ye mabuso oshe na ye ma oshe nebuso pite umpia na afedi omo penipa hebusu wia no mo edi omo ni chichi afedi omo he the other tribe na aka no. But until sasantifo no ebenya the what the core position, they will never give out any position to any other tribe in NPP. But you are the money Muhammad Yayi, who shall to be koha, no to be a koha, no or the biafa, no the biafa bono, no the biafa asante, no the biafa a sebi a year general nodding Togo a Togo for account a beggar soka say Togo for the mobile organ and power chabo fanchem. Genuine Votarians for. You see, that is how a leader must be. That is how a leader should be. It ya catch him the party MPP no, and your party SB. Oye vote also called join you. Oye not also called join it because they don't foul. No minimum say Asante for party. It always they're looking for Asante to lead the party and then we head them there bomia. And then one more no one can say bomia Kufado. Na Kufado nanka sope bomia na damaging that because Kufado a jumboni and a more Kufado a type bomia chi. Do you know why? Akufado wanted Bomia to be a president. Nanka Kufado whatever be na ochinchin Bomia. Hey masa appointment ni 200 ministers. CEOs no 50. You say na oye sa. When Yankopo wanted said the senintino and always posey Akufado any MPP say more bet no position with a devastating and what frustrating, embarrassing and what just a disgraceful defeat, humiliating one, of course. And that was the reason why Akufado was support to Bomia. So be we bring you 2 million no betting a chinchin anya biano, mina me do buy, mina me flowers me running meet, I will be the president, and Timis no to me also. That is the mentality. Enti ene Bomia no mumpeni ye enkofo asantefo mudi na chimi mrebi mba no beka esame ukunum na binum akwawe Justin Fimpunkoduanum. They were not wishing him well. The opani sena Bomia the party ko posi ene so money so ati omo wan and the party no omo chiade. So that is how ya kache mo say we se bi nodna we voter any kwanza okodi MPP for yechi because answer na obenya position no mo de waye nemu fi omo de waye nemu hunu bebre it opposition mo ba we for wani hwe na hwe se Asante ni bi be come radio so ko ye campaign ah that's okoye okukiti jandama omo mbe ni nam so aye se bi nuan mentafo no mo party nim no e na mo de ombedi se adwuma. Apart from that onza abro nyini no makomo no tum abro nyini no makomo na kwado e no muti wono mo ye be ma mo be kasa so mo me kasa. So that is how MPP party na tie ye kan ko we na unti ase ai no de obetimi akopo no ebe ha ya no akohye no odija tuma na ho ato fine. Team Mammy Fonsi, Adam A Mega TV, your number one authentic platform. Let's also subscribe to your channel. Now, like it, you share. Now, for any be Diana Mega, Mema Michi for United States of America, Mammy, Yakupon York, Papa, Upon New York, Mammy Royal B. UK, Mammy Royal B. Say, oh, TV, Miss Remo, Oka, Royal B TV, YouTube Hanum. Yes. I am the link in it to Grana Media film fan chemi the betum Royal B TV obi twa movie pa what you say it Mr. MPP say ndis aba power nti Royal B incorporate bi obi twa movie it Mr. na ko subscribe to Royal B TV me anka sabe maami se munim no yes me maami ana me de ba hanom ebe program ye papa kini de Japan ye ni didi ne ho komo no Mr. ono Kona kwa den ko subscribe to the channel no na hwe de ekoso because uhunu no or active role in movie a wankasa we ga say hey ye ma me wo tactics ye ma me ye talented eti misra kona kwa de ko subscribe to Royal BTV YouTube ano ko subscribe na ye den like dwodi no na ekoso bia no so wa share na foforo anya bia hwe yakopon enkoso wa hira oba de yadoma be se ehia makraw bye bye salute you.